Okay, so I'm going to show you here how to use a LED strip to make your own LED lights for your house or whatever. And I got this LED strip from the backlight of a broken TV, flat screen TV, that I found in the trash, and I took apart in an earlier video. Don't forget to watch that. And now I'm showing you how to power them. So I have this adapter here. It's a 5-volt adapter, and it can't power the lights because they are in series, so you need a lot of voltage. It's only 5 volts, and you can see that it powers one of them. It will power a single one. So this one, the terminals are too far apart, so I'm not able to, I'd have to strip the wires further. But, yeah, you can see I can power one of them, but since they're, so 5 volts will power one of them. But, since they're in series and there's like 5 or so of them, or 5 or 6 or something, you need, maybe 30 volts or something to power all of them. I don't know the minimum. So the first adapter I was using was a 5-volt adapter for charging a phone. This one here is well, it's marked as 25 volts. So yeah, this is a 25-volt adapter. I don't know that the amperes matter really, because I think it only draws as much current as it needs. But if I'm wrong, then I guess you could maybe blow out your, burn out your LEDs if you give them too many amperes. I'm not sure. But I know if you give it too many volts, it'll blow out. So if I tried to power one of those lights with a 25-volt adapter, it might burn out. I'm not sure. The LED strip does say 96 volts or something on it. And I'm guessing, 96V, and I'm guessing it's telling you that's how many volts it takes. But that's probably the recommended amount. You could probably underpower them and make them last longer. But these are really good LED lights. So if you don't have a lamp and you want a light that uses just a little bit of electricity and produces a lot of light, an LED light, and it's going to last a long time. This one's supposed to have 100,000 hours of life on it. 100,000 hour life LED light. And so you can use one of these, maybe tape it to the ceiling and power it with an adapter if you can find the right one. You just need a DC power source. So this one here is 25 volts or so, and it'll show the plus and minus on the LED strips. There's an input and it shows the plus and minus. I'm using the plug that came with it, with the LED lights, and this would be way easier if I was gonna strip the wires and everything and wire everything together, but I don't want to cut up my adapter cord. I'm just doing this to show you. I don't actually want a permit thing, but you can kind of follow the wires and see which one goes to plus and which goes to minus, and then it says on the adapter. So see, I'm lighting all of them up with this 25-volt adapter. So yeah, you need about maybe 25 volts or so. Maybe a little less will work with this. And yeah, so you just need an adapter. And yeah, so let me give you a close-up of those things. So the first one I was using is only 5 volts. But then the second one I'm using was 25 volts. Just like I said. So, yeah, depending, oh, and I actually have another backlight from a TV that was bigger, It has a really big backlight with loads of LEDs in series, and the 20-volt adapter wouldn't light that one up at all. So, yeah. Depending on the size of the backlight strip or LED strip, you might need a lot of volts. Or you could sort of hack it and wire on just a few of the LEDs. You know, you could start on one end with one wire. You know, connect the positive terminal of your DC power supply to the positive terminal thing, and then take the negative one and go along your LED light strip. Start from the end because you don't want to give too many volts and burn it out, and just keep going back one LED at a time until you're at until you can light them up. Basically taking LEDs out of the circuit, and then you could wire onto that last LED and do it that way. Or get a more powerful power supply or whatever. These adapters, you can probably find them at thrift stores and stuff. And yeah, you could hook batteries together to see how many 9-volt batteries are necessary to light up the whole thing, you know, to find out how many volts you need, and then you can get an adapter that has that many volts or something close to it, and that should probably work. So yeah, just a DC power supply, which is good for those adapters. You have to make sure it outputs DC. A lot of adapters do. Some are AC adapters and they have an AC output, so you have to make sure it's DC, which you can tell by looking at the thing. It'll have a plus and minus on the thing. Like if you look at these adapters, you can see the plus and minus on the adapter. It shows like the inner and the outer of the little plug where it plugs in, and it says which one, like the inner one is plus or the inner one is minus, something like that. And yeah, you want to hook the plus up to the positive side of the LED and the minus to the minus because they have polarity. And yeah, and that's a good way to make your own lamp. Yeah. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss all the other cool ideas that I'm going to have. You don't want to miss that. This isn't even very good compared to the cool ideas I'm going to have. Yeah.